It's showtime. What's up, historians? Welcome back. Well, happy 2026. I know last week was the first week, but a lot of you guys were partying and all that shit. So welcome back to another great season, another great episode here. Season 6, episode 21, flying right along here. Get a little warm up in Maine. It was about 28 degrees today, so that's good. Almost to the freezing point, so that's good. My pipes are starting to work again. So the Wi-Fi goes out, like always, guys, just as you know, Maine sucks. So just as far as Wi-Fi goes, so just chill and relax. So the show this year is sponsored by Thomas Patrick Gormley at Wadruna, with the spiritual network that they have going over there, with a lot of people that they've had in there have been guests of mine. Look at Danny checking in, the Radicals from Connecticut, showing up in his hearse, making me, what's up, buddy? Taking 3 of my tours, historically haunted tours. Look at Thomas, the sponsor of the show, my brother. What's up, glorious weirdo? Thanks for checking in. Like I said, Thomas is my yearly sponsor with Druna. Him and Stacia, they do a lot of good stuff. Check them out. They're on Facebook. Thomas does everything from podcast to spiritual helping to fucking comedy sideshows. He's a good shit. So check him out. Appreciate everything he does. What's up, Jimmy? Jeremy, what's going on, brother? Hello. And sponsor of the month is actress, model, photographer at Rebel Yell Photography, Mary Kate. She gave me a month sponsorship this month. Again, she's going to actually be the guest in 2 weeks with her boyfriend, Lucas. So Mary Kate from Clown Motel 3, Three Ways to Hell. Thanks for sponsoring the show for the month as well. So my guest today is a client of mine for Historically Haunted Booking. She is everything from an actress, an author, a fellow podcaster at Horror History and Hauntings. She's also a social media influencer, paranormal investigator, researcher, spiritualist, public speaker. I know because her and I both spoke together at the Maine Para Convention in Maine last year, September 6th on my birthday. I believe this coming year she'll be there as well, by herself speaking. And many other things as well, traveler, and just an overall pretty funny person, good person. So without further ado, Christina Spencer, what say you? What's going on? You know?
Me and Bob, we're here.
Bobby, what's up? What's going on? So, yeah, I haven't really talked to you since, I guess, the main con. As you know, things are up and down. And, real quick, I also got to give a shout-out to Local Leaf. They let me up with a couple of free pre-rolled joints before the show. It's a marijuana place. Yeah. So I give them a shout-out. What's up? The good weed. Christy Foss checking in. What's up, guys? Thanks for everybody checking in.
Oh, wow. Hi,
Even
Danny.
Kingstown.
Hi, Thomas.
Awesome.
Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Christy.
So, for those of you who don't know, I know you, but those that may not know you, welcome aboard, Christina.
Thank you.
So, like I said, sometimes we get new viewers, sometimes we get old viewers that just don't know everybody. And for those that do, maybe want to refresh your course. Who is Christina Spencer as far as the paranormal and all this wacky stuff we call haunting?
Oh, well, I am me. I don't know.
Elaborate.
Well, I have a degree in parapsychology. I have a 4-year, bachelor's degree. I'm working on my master's degree. I have a 2-year electronics tech diploma that I got back in high school. So I understand kind of how tech works and how electricity works and that kind of thing. I like to write fiction. I have two possible anthologies this year coming out with short stories in them. One is a phobia story about a guy that has agoraphobia. And if you don't know what that is, that's the fear of like large groups, and it can and being uncomfortable in public spaces, that kind of thing. Eventually, a lot of people become homebound. And that story that I'm actually writing now, I was like, well, what happens if somebody's in tech, they're rich, and they want to protect themselves, medically and with that condition? Like, what could happen? So it's called The Caretaker. I'm working on that. I'm writing a fiction called When the Shadows Whisper, and it's just about a girl senior year back in the 90s, back when there was we had lake parties and no cell phones for evidence,
no leashes, man. Yeah,
she's kind of a shy introvert girl that her more outgoing, beautiful blonde friend convinces her to go to a party to meet a boy. Boy turns out to be the jock, captain of the football team personality that she was not expecting to meet. They kind of hit it off. She gets bullied a lot. He goes to get drinks. Her bullies show up. They don't know she can't swim. She dies. She comes back. And then a whole bunch of weirdness happens.
Wow.
She finds out a lot about her father and the accident that killed him, and kind of connections between the town she lives in, which is called Mount Gale, which is harking back to my hometown. I will admit it right now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And then there's a couple towns over. It's called River Rock, and their connections and her father's secrets, and it'll be, I think, a very interesting story. Gen X, no evidence. Yes, you have no idea, man.
So true. So true.
The writing projects I've been working on. I do like, I'm going hard this year. I'm trying to, very much so. This week, like I was telling Adam before the podcast, this week has been kind of crazy because I have the educational videos I'm trying to put out this year. Wednesday, I do my regular horror history and haunting podcast, which is kind of like what we're doing here. You sit, you talk, you find out people's interests and what they're passionate about, and kind of get them out there to the world, my little world at least. And then on Wednesdays, I do the horror history and Hunting's Library. And if you don't know, that's where Bob's coming back. He was on my original podcast back in the day, Haunted Tales from the Old Rocking Chair. So he's gonna, hi, Christina and Bob. He's gonna be more of I wanted to create a very chill atmosphere and something that adults could listen to maybe before bed, or if they're trying to relax, that they're into the horror, spooky stuff kind of thing. I'm a big fantasy person too. And basically how that works is we spotlight one novel and one author a month. And this month's author of choice is Derek Barton. And we're currently reading Eclipse Part 1, which I think he's a client of yours too. And he's actually the one doing the anthology that I'm going to be a part of about phobias.
Yes, he was telling me about that.
But yeah, we got through, I think, chapter 2, about halfway through chapter 2. So we'll be reading that this Friday. I have worked out some bugs because it's a new podcast about, volume and the stuff playing in the background. And it's a learning process. I'm getting there. And
the main thing, like you said, it's all fun though. That's what it's about. If it's not fun, then why we don't get paid enough to do this shit for free? It's not.
Right. Like, I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. It's just I enjoy it. Like, I've always had a passion for the weird and unusual stories and the paranormal. And then I was on the Seekers Chronicles of Paranormal Historians podcast. I had to get it out with Anthony Salmonelli.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And Jenny and Kim, and that was fun. And then of course I had Bunny Sugars, my girl, if you're out there. She was on yesterday, and I really love it. Like, I love connecting with people. I love meeting new people. We talked a lot about on the show yesterday about personal growth and learning how to navigate the world when it comes to conventions and being in the public, because that's something I'm learning. And I go because Adam kind of went, "Hey, you want to speak? Okay, here you go."
You and I are both on stage in front of a couple, because it turned out to be over 6,000 people for the weekend, and we're on stage in front of about 500 people. Maybe not 500, but probably about 200 people.
It was probably like, maybe 100.
It seemed like it seemed like it went on forever. And of course, not to cut you off, but at the end, I noticed as you walked off, Patty Negri and certain other people were like interested in what you caught their eye, and I got the cat out of the bag. But I believe you're coming back to speak solo. Is that correct?
No, I think the last time I talked to Jeff, he wanted me to do the paranormal panel again.
I thought you were speaking again.
Yeah, I'm going to speak, but I think he just has me.
That's still cool.
Yeah. But he hasn't discussed anything further. I would be open to doing something more like of a one-on-one type of situation with a group of people. I would be open to that. But, as far as I know, I've only been confirmed for that. And Adam has suggested a few other ones in, I think Salem was one that you suggested before, and there might be another, Rhode Island, or is it New
Thomas
Jersey?
Patrick runs that. Get you to that, Connecticut, it would be great.
Yeah, there was a couple
Oh,
that Adam had suggested trying to get me into this year. So you might see me around and about on top of it. I want to get into more public investigations. Because I've done private stuff for
actress
people, and
Shauna
then
Rawlings.
hey, Shauna. But when you were talking
She's
about,
awesome. You know Shauna the Black Sheep and shit. Yeah, good shit. She's I think there's a lot this summer,
what's
and
up,
I think
homie?
yeah, obviously, what's up, homies? What's up, John? John sponsored the show last month. I know a guy, see Thomas. Thomas, a client of mine, runs a couple of shows, just like Jeff was a client of mine who runs the main show. So we can get you, I think, into Salem. You've been to Salem. You, of course, you went last year. I remember you went live. But as far as a convention, as a
Yeah,
show
I
for
haven't done it.
paranormal and stuff, like to
It
set
would
up a
be a
booth, I think
first
would
one
be
there.
great.
But I love Salem. Oh my God. I want to go back so bad because it was,
It's better than the movies, ain't it? It's better than,
oh
it's
my
just like real
God.
life. It's,
And you can't
hey, you don't
like
mind, do you?
see it
Cheers. You don't
all.
mind.
Oh, go ahead. Cheers. Here. Diet Doc.
My
This
Chicago
is all
Bears
I
made the
got right now.
playoffs, so I'm pumped. Yeah. Cheers. Salute.
Saluta. But I want to do more public investigations and get kind of dive into that part of it because I've done private investigations for people and I've helped people that way, or I've helped connect people that are having. I'm usually the person that somebody knows that's into this stuff that people don't want to talk about. If that makes sense. They
Yeah.
come to me and they're like, I have this weird thing going on. Like, what do you think? Like,
Because you won't judge
what
them.
should I
You won't
do?
say lock you up, put you in a padded room. You're going to
Right.
listen.
Yeah, I'm the weird one in the family that everyone's like, yeah, she's little, she's different, but she's friendly. Um, and usually, like, if I can't help them, I try to connect them with a group or a person that could possibly come in and do an investigation for them. And I try to stay in contact to make sure everything is resolved. But
Yeah. What's up, Nate?
yeah, busy year. I hope.
I think that's good. I think between, like you said, being a podcast host, being an author.
Nate.
Look at that. Someone wants you to go to Vermont. Go to Vermont at a Sci-Fi Fantasy and Horror Expo. You should come. Let's go. You see what
You
I
have
mean?
to send me the information, and it also depends because unfortunately I'm part of the world of the unemployed, and finding work right now has been difficult that I can physically do.
Well, you come with travel expenses, to get you down there. And the price is right. Your background's good, so we can work on things. It's only January. We can get things going.
Oh yeah, I can. I've passed an FBI background multiple times.
That was a good one.
Well, honest to God, I had my arrest authority, my riot shotgun, and my handgun certifications from Virginia. And that's where some of my stories come from, is working night shift alone in some very, very like ancient places. I worked night security and I was a housekeeping supervisor at a place. It's called Carter Hall. It's in Millwood, Virginia. It was an old tobacco plantation.
Wow.
And it had the original house, the original outdoor kitchen. They turned into like basically a little house that people, because they would do these conventions there. Right. And these bigwigs from different countries and different, like Exxon Mobil and BP, they would meet there and do stuff. But they had the original slave quarters that they turned into cabins. The carriage house and barn they turned into like a hotel on the property. The original smokehouse was still there. We used it for storage for housekeeping. The housekeeping office was the original wash building. And the schoolhouse is still there, and they turned it into like a house. And I would have to do 2 walking tours of every building on the property in the middle of the night by myself. And then I had a patrol vehicle, and I would maintain the perimeter of the property at night. So I have a lot of stories from that place, and my children did too. Because when I was working in the housekeeping, I had the privilege of on occasion bringing my kids to work, and when they were little. And my daughter, if you know anything about Maya, she doesn't like talking about it, and she'll probably kill me if she's watching it. But she, since a kid, she's always been sensitive
Ooh.
So she had some experiences in that building also that, you
Wow.
know, are pretty
Well, see,
interesting.
and that's what you talk about is going on things like you want to go probably to penitentiaries, those boarding house, known places, but these home cases like this, not so much a case, but a place like that is just as thrilling to me as the Conjuring House or fucking Amityville. Is this
Right.
place where there were slave quarters, man? Right?
Yeah. Well,
That's wow.
yeah, and there were some buildings downstairs that there was one room in particular that was very strange, and I wish, looking back, that I would have went and investigated it myself. But I was like, I'm here by myself a lot
Why conjure
at
something
night.
up right now?
I'm like, do I really want to poke the bear?
No.
Like, maybe I'll leave it alone, because they had a room downstairs where the big kitchen was, the one where they cooked all the meals for the conferences and stuff like that. There was a room there outside of the butler's pantry where the dumbwaiter was. It was kind of like it went up to the servants' kitchen, and then you could go down, and they had like a bottom dining room in that floor, and then that's where the boiler room and all that stuff was. Well, in that area where the dumbwaiter was, there was a door behind a refrigerator. And it bugged me. I'm like, why would you put a refrigerator like in front of a door? I'm like, that is so weird. And I started asking like some of the people that worked there for a long time, and they said, oh, we don't talk about that room.
Oh
I'm
man.
like, okay. And finally, being there a while, you kind of, you pick at people enough, they start to open up a little bit. And evidently that was one of the like places they would punish slaves back in the day.
No way. There's a bad
And
mojo in that fucking room.
yeah, they said every time they tried to use it, people would end up scratched. So they just kind of put the fridge. We aren't messing with that. Like it's,
Wow.
and they didn't want it public because at the time it's a conference center. So now it's not. I think it's under private. Somebody bought it privately because they had to move their headquarters because the recession happened and all kinds of stuff. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, that's some. And you know what's funny? I mean, I'm sure there's people around that town or state or what family that grew up there that know about that. But 95% of the world, or at least America, has no idea this place exists. And
right. Because it's never been
fucking,
investigated or
that's
anything.
what I mean. That's fucking version. I mean, not that I want to do it either, but the history alone is mind blowing.
I was like, not that I want to do it either. But
I mean,
yeah, that's
what's
one
up, Brian?
place. Hey, Brian. That's one thing. If I ever become something where I have some sort of pull in the universe and the paranormal, I would love to contact them and actually do an investigation, because I had some really impressive things, and just some of the stories I heard and the history about it. Because literally on the property in the front lawn, one week you may have Union soldiers camped out because it's such a like prominent place. So one week you could have Union, and then the next week you could have Confederate, and they would go back and forth like that because it was right along the creek. I forget the name of the creek, and they were battling all the time.
Both sides would stay there.
Well, they would
fighting
take it over. Yeah, they were fighting over it. They would take it over because it was a tobacco plantation, and Stonewall Jackson actually got his cataracts removed on the back porch by his personal surgeon, and they used it as a field hospital back and forth. Like whoever was there was basically throwing limbs out the window. But it's crazy. And like there was so much history on that property. And I could tell you story after story of working there, that experiences people have. And there were some people that would not work in the main house alone. They always had to have somebody because they just didn't feel comfortable there. So yeah, I trained a state trooper that I think he got injured, or I don't know exactly why he stopped being a trooper, but I was training him to do my weekends, and he quit 2 days later. He cried. He was crying. Like he went into the boss's office like, I can't work there. I can't.
Something got to him.
Mm-hmm. Something happened. I mean, when I was training them, stuff happened. We heard voices. We had one of the motion sensors trip in the outdoor kitchen building, and we had to go there. And we're standing there talking to the county police officers and talking about how you'll get familiar with these guys because every time something trips, you have to go. And I was showing them like what to do. They walk through. It's always good. At least with me, I walk through with them. Right. And I'm like, and we're kind of going through that. And on occasion, you'll have some weird stuff, but it's nothing to be worried about. You're not going to get hurt or anything. Well, we're standing there talking, and a light comes on, boop, in the house that we just cleared, and the motion sensor tripped. So we had to go back in, and it's not like, and the one that they like to turn on all the time isn't one that it's like a switch that you would think, okay, maybe a mouse ran up the wall and hit the switch, or something fell and hit the switch. This was one of those you had to click to turn on and off. You know what I'm talking about? The twist knob.
Oh, wasn't this an up and down one?
No, it wasn't up. No, it was you twist it, and it clicked twice to turn on and clicked twice to turn off. Wow. So I think that unnerved gravity or something. Yeah. Because there's no way it could be a short because it's a double trip system. And so
I tell you, I've been to Gettysburg. I've been to Gettysburg 3 times, and we spent the night twice. And both times I spent the night in the hotel, just weird shit from just everything, knocking noises. It's literally, there are certain places that I think are just haunted. They just are. It's just how they just are. I mean, don't matter the timing or the person. I think it's just you go there and it's just going to fuck with you. Salem, Gettysburg, Virginia.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot in Virginia for sure. Like, because it's just because of the Civil War, they went up and down that area all the time.
Appalachian Trail.
Mm-hmm. Well, I live in the Appalachian Mountains here in West Virginia. So, like, if you're looking at a map, and that little piece that's kind of like the teacup handle that's between Maryland and Virginia, that's where I grew up and that's where I live. So, yeah, I've had quite an interesting life when it comes to weird and strange. Because, like, anybody that's ever lived in Appalachia, especially the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia, it's a different breed. And you hear all the folktale stories from the old timers, and don't whistle in the woods. You don't call out your name, for any reason loud in the woods. Wow. If you hear somebody that sounds like you and you know that they aren't with you, don't pay any attention to it. And then you have like the survival. Wow. Yeah. Don't like look too deeply in the trees. Yeah. But there's things, especially in my opinion, in very remote areas of the world that we can't understand. And we, as human beings, have a tendency to think we're so smart that we know everything. And I think when you get into, and not to say some of it is not humans, because you got to think through these very rural, isolated areas through the periods in history. If you were weird in any way, if you had a condition that was different, that made you different, look different, if they suspected that you were, affecting the crop, whatever, superstitious thing that they believed at the time,
a witch hunt.
They would either form a witch hunt or they would cast you out.
The melon heads in Connecticut with big heads, or people with lepers.
Mm-hmm. They would cast you out of the village. Yeah. Well, the only place that they could really go to is the mountains. So who knows? There might be generations of people in, these rural up in the mountain places that may never have had contact with other people. Because I've been places around this area that you don't see anything for, in national forests and stuff. You could think somebody could live there for generations and nobody would realize it.
Wow. Off grid, so to speak. Really. I mean, that's fucking wild. When you really think about how fucking crazy that is and how people can just literally hunt and survive off that, these hermits. Mm-hmm. There's the guy in the Maine woods. I actually read a book about him, the Maine hermit. He lived in the woods for 23 years alone in the snow and everything. Just lived and just hunted, and stole off cabins. And
I think I've heard about him too. He had a profitable business and everything. And one day he just went, poop. I can't do this anymore. And he just
parked his car and
into the woods.
He parked his car and walked 8 miles with a tent and just in a grill and just adapted. And he stole. I mean, he stole from cabins that were abandoned, but whatever. I mean, oh yes, thank you, Heather. My girl Heather says hello. And yes, next week, guys, we're typically every Thursday. Next week we're going to be Wednesday live because Heather's having her hip replacement surgery next Wednesday. So Thursday, when I pick her up from the hospital, I'm going to be like her doctor for the next 2 weeks and taking off from work. Heather's having her whole hip replaced. She's going to be not be able to walk. Poor thing, going through a lot of shit. But new hip, new chick. So yes, next week is on a
hip
Wednesday.
chick.
Yes, new hip chick. No pun intended. We got author Alan, who we met at the convention. He's a big Stephen King fan. He was at the convention over there by Danny and shit, the main convention. He's going to be a guest next week, and then Mary Kay after that. But for now, we get Christina Spencer. Christina, let's do some fun stuff. I like to do some fun shit. I want to do it doesn't have to be horror. It can be, but give me like one or two of your favorite movies in general.
One of my
you gotta watch. Like I gotta watch this. You know,
if it's a comfort movie, I usually go for a lot of 80s. Children's like the Gremlins and E.T. and the Explorers and
the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club.
I love Practical Magic because it's just a sweet, innocent story.
Cher's in that, right?
Huh?
Is Cher?
No.
I thought Cher was in that.
No, it's not Cher.
Who the fuck's in
You're
that?
thinking of
Magic.
Mystic Pizza.
Oh, Mystic Pizza. Well, Practical Magic's got it's got help me out. The dude there. The guy from The Shining.
It has Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
And what was her name? Now you made me ADHD.
There's 3 witches and there's the lead warlock.
No,
too, right?
no,
Which one is
not
that?
Practical Magic. It's
Which
2
one is that?
sisters. They have a curse. Like the one has 2 daughters and has a husband that passes away.
Oh, I have to watch it again.
It's a heartwarming. It's one of those girly movies that makes you feel good. That's what it is.
Oh,
but
that's
it's
good. Heather must
based
know.
on Wicca.
No. Well, what movie am I thinking of where the guy from The Shining plays the warlock and the 3 chicks are there, the 3 witches?
Witches of Eastwick.
Yes. Of course yes, that's the one. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Thank you, fucking Gene.
I could not think of that. I had such a crush on her when I was younger.
Really? That's pretty cool.
I didn't know it.
Now everybody's saying Sandra
older.
Bullock. Now everybody's saying now everybody can see this. Okay, I see how it is.
Oh, she was gorgeous. Well, she still is a beautiful woman, but yeah, when I was younger, I think she was part of my adult awakening.
Heather like some chicks too. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. It's all about. It's not even about sex. It's just all about being decent in the world. And I'm not going to get political. God rest that poor lady in Minnesota. I'm sorry, that was murder. But anyway, I'm not going to get political. But people deserve the right to live. If you're not a piece of shit pedophile, if you're not a killer yourself, you deserve the right to be free. So cheers to everybody.
Cheers
just be
to
cool to
that.
everybody. Someone needs $1.
cool,
Someone's
man.
$1 short. Go, hey man, I got $1. Help people out at the grocery store. Make someone put their food away. If they're short $3, help the fucker out. Be decent, guys, please. Or don't watch my show.
And it doesn't have to be anything big. And it's like I always preach, and this is a big thing, about how I was raised, is it takes 5 seconds to be gentle and nice to somebody, and it can save their life. You don't know. I've had people come up to me and they're like, when you come up and you smile and you're like, hey, how you doing? And like, that day I was thinking about hurting myself, and I decided because, we had that conversation that maybe I should second guess it. You just don't know. Like, treat
And
people
you're not
with
better
kindness.
than no one, man. Don't treat no one like a piece of shit, man. We're all humans. And people like Christina and I and other people are here to kind of help people in conditions. Thomas, we don't do this for fame and fortune to help people with problems. We do this because we care about people. And it's interesting. I'm not going to bullshit you. It's really interesting. That's why I do it too. But if someone thinks your house is haunted, you're damn right I'm going to help him sleep at night. I want to go find out what it is. And Christina, my first question I skipped. I can't believe it. You know me, I'm a Stephen King fan. Give me your favorite Stephen King book and or movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Hook me up. Give me one of each. I know you read. So. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Give me a couple.
Probably. Okay. Can I have a little leeway and say the Dark Tower series?
Randall Flagg's a piece of shit, ain't he?
Oh my God. You don't know, Randall plays a big part in multiple worlds in Stephen King's universe. Like, they may not call him directly Randall Flagg, but he goes by other names. The Man in Black.
The Dark Man, the Man in
the
Black.
Dark Man, and the Cloaked Man. Like, there's a bunch of Salem's Lot is a prime example of that.
Oh, that's Thomas's favorite. He always mentions it.
But some of the other stuff, I really liked his early stuff, but some of his newer stuff, I really liked Fairy Tale.
I bought it. I haven't read it yet. The blue book with the spiral on the front. That's good? I hear, huh? Yeah.
Yes, it's harkened back to, like, it's not the same story, so I don't want you to think it's the same story. But have you
linked to another book?
Well, he wrote a book back in the day called The Eye of the Dragon, and it was very fantasy, and like kings and that kind of thing. Fairy Tale is harken back to that fantasy type of environment.
A real fairy tale, like a real shining armor.
Yeah, like
I dig
bloody, violent fairy tale, but it's really, really good. And I really liked, out of his latest stuff, what was The Institute? That was a good book too. The series wasn't bad, and I understand why they had to change some of it, but I really did like the book. The Institute was really good.
That's cool.
Oh, I could go on and on about Stephen King. I really can when it comes to, I get a lot of inspiration from him.
I know. You come up this summer, you got to take a tour. We got to go to King's house. You need a picture in front of the gate.
Well, we were supposed to do it last year, sir, and life didn't happen right.
I flung over Dustin, I flung over Dustin, Christy Bailey's book. I flung over all their books. I need to fling over your book now. Until we get a restraining order, we're going to keep flinging books to my clients over as well. But what a restraining order. They'll go right on my fridge.
Oh, gosh, Adam. Goodness. But, I want to definitely go up and take your tour, especially since you're adding all the new coming to dairy sites into it.
Do you watch?
What?
Have you watched?
Yeah.
Dairy?
Are you crazy? Absolutely. Who hasn't seen that yet?
Dude, Pennywise is more brutal than ever. He's just literally eating people's fucking brains in front of people.
Right? Like, he's having lunch at a picnic. Like, and the way, like
all of it. I'm looking up the original Kissing Bridge in Bangor, the original Ironworks in Bangor that exploded. It's all real shit. I just can't find a pickle factory. I don't know what that's from, but
yeah.
Danny's taking 3 of my tours because I've got so many spots in me. I still got to bring you to his fucking house, his childhood home in Durham. Anyway, if people think that's Jerusalem's Lot, by the way. They think Jerusalem's Lot is Durham. That's where he grew up. Christina Spencer, before we get to some more funny stuff, and I want to get people to know you as a person, let's plug some real shit check. Besides Historically Haunted Booking, and of course my page, where can people find you on social media all across the board, and to message you if they needed a question or to wanted to hire you for something or get you for a gig?
Definitely the best place to start would be Facebook. Because I do a lot on there, and usually if I post anything about the podcast I'm doing or the interviews, because that's been a whirlwind, because I have 2 more people that have already asked for interviews. One's Jeremy, he's here somewhere. Yeah, I'll be on Jeremy's podcast in April. I'm on, well, both Jeremy's, come to think of it,
Jeremy Cotter.
Yeah. Jeremy Cotter and Jeremy Brunson.
Jeremy asked me for a list of people about a month ago, and I'm like, I got about 40 for you. What do you want? I'm actually going to be on too. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. Like, they've asked me in the past couple of days to do that. So yeah, if anybody wants me to do a podcast, just kind of drop me a line and just explain to me what you need. Because if you do the hey, how you doing, I'm going to ignore you. I'm sorry.
You can do a hey, how you doing, but then quick and end up quick with it. Would you get guests on my show? I mean, make sure it's right.
Right.
You don't need,
Explain to me, because like,
I mean,
to be honest and genuine, I have a hard time remembering, like, if people are decent and good to me, I'm decent and good to them. I never really see people as like, oh, they do this. They're a producer for movies. They're a podcaster. They're, this or that.
right.
And like, I just, if you connect and we happen to like the same things and we're talking, because that's what when I was doing stuff, like when I went up to MaineCon, it was so funny because I've kind of corresponded back and forth with Patty for a while, and April Brusset, and some of the guys from Third Eye, and like Get
The
Haunted,
Jersey Housewife, the Jersey Shore Medium, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and all you
New
did
Jersey
was
Housewife.
you could be yourself. You didn't go there kiss and ass. You kind of went there, did your table
No.
thing out of state, and I remember you were nervous as fuck, and you sat up, and you were with your friend, and she was kind of doing whatever, but you were trying to stay positive, and people loved you, Danny, and then you came to speak, and you didn't go up to these chicks, you didn't go up to these people,
No.
Christina. They went up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I realized, like, just going to the MaineCon, how many people like I've known. It's just like I knew Jeff before MaineCon. And, it was just wild for me because I've known these people, and like, they post stuff, and that you go back and forth about, things you're doing, you're sharing your world and all that stuff.
Right.
And never in a million, did I think like they would remember little old me from little old, West Virginia.
But that's why, though, because you have the modest approach. You don't think your shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got invited back. I know about 5-6 people that have been denied coming. They're like, well, we're full sorry. They're not going to be there next year. So let that sink in. There's a big showing. I know, I feel bad. I'm trying to get a couple people on because I know people are actually my clients. But at the same time, there's only so many tables, you dig? So you got to do what pulls. And I think you drew, we had a pretty packed house. We had a pretty good review. And I think all of us on that panel were pretty good. And to get big names in the field, not that it matters, but to get them to go up and go, who are you again? That's kind of
right.
I mean, in your modest,
and that's why it was so nice for Pat, because Patty, she filled my soul that time. Because like Patty and I corresponded. She was another one, and same thing with April, and everybody I re-met. I guess the best way I met in person while I was in Maine. Like, she really made me feel so much better about what I was speaking, because I was literally just speaking from my heart. That's what I do. Like I wear myself on my sleeve most of the time. But she came up to me after we spoke, and she's like, "You've never done that before?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "You did so great." She's like, "I'm so glad that we finally got to connect and meet." And it just, I was like, "Oh, you actually remember me." Like, that's so
dude,
cool.
And we go in, and I'm like, "Okay, it's just gonna be on the floor with a couple microphones." I go in, there's a table set up, microphones, there's a bit of chairs. I go, "What the fuck?"
Stage.
I go, we have we all sit down. I'm like, so we got nailed it. You nailed it. I mean, and I think the thing is we're not up there selling bullshit. That's the thing. That's the difference. Like you said, speaking from the heart, Christina. That's the separation. You're not trying to get ahead. You're just speaking how you are. And if they don't like it, then so be it. And I tried. And amen for trying, right? So
yeah, right. Well, and then after like we were up there was a couple people, like Danger was like, "You gotta go."
Mike, yeah.
I was like, "I'm trying," because people kept stopping, and I'm like, I'm like, "Are you sure you want to talk to me? Like, these guys have been doing this stuff for 20, 30 years. I'm like, they have so much more experience. Like, but I'll help you."
Like, no one knows you. No one knows your story. They all want to know. So just be leery. Don't sell yourself short. That's all. But at the same time, absorb it a little bit because you deserve it.
So I don't know. I'm doing my thing. I'm going with the flow. I'm not trying to like. Would I love to make a living doing what I absolutely am passionate about? I would I would love that, but that's not why I'm in it right now. It's just I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying meeting new people, and helping people out. Like if they want to hear what I have to say on their podcast, like I'm more than welcome to come on and chit chat. But I gotta warn you, I'm dynamite in a small package. You never know what you're gonna get with me.
I love that I don't have to pull any words out of your mouth. Sometimes I'm like, so tell me about yourself. You're just like, I love it's fucking easy peasy. Which reminds me, we're about the halfway point, and this is gonna be no problem for you. But I always ask my guests to play host and to ask me a question. So since you are a host of your own podcast, horror, history, and hauntings, you guys can check it out on YouTube as well. Please play host. It's something hard for you to do and ask me a question.
It's something hard for me to do. Right. The best question.
Oh, real quick, Talking Shit Podcast. What's up, guys?
Hey. Good. How are you?
You're going to get both of us on at some point.
I don't know if they can handle that much chaos at one time. I'll be totally honest.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay, question time. Pretend you.
Okay, one question I would ask you, because I know that you're revamping your tour and you're putting new locations, and and plus you've been doing that for a very long time, so you know all the locations in Maine.
Can I tell you a secret real quick? Not a secret, but something that Heather tells me I shouldn't really talk about, but it's kind of wild. The truck that I bought. Did you see the picture of the truck I bought? The one that
no, not yet.
I bought a truck off an impound lot, and it seats about 6 people, but it's got room for another seat that fits another 3, so I can have like 9 people. It's an old Toyota. I got it cheap though, because the guy shot and killed himself in the back, and I spent 2.5 days with Heather cleaning the blood out ourselves. I got video and pictures of it. So he left all his stuff inside. His name was Brian rather, and he's got his ID in there, his Red Sox hat, his glasses, napkins, and his family didn't want it because he shot himself in the Portland storage unit where the storage unit card is still on the inside. I'm keeping it all. And I think something like that I've actually had blessed. I've had tarot cards read. That's part of the tour. That's the tour thing. Do you think that's something I should boast about or try to cleanse more? Before you get to your question.
I wouldn't say boast.
I wouldn't just tell it to anybody, I think.
I wouldn't say boast.
Not boast.
But maybe do a memorial for him and do it. In my opinion, the way I would do it is try to honor him.
I want to get the license plate to say Brian, his name, because he left his ID in the car and it's mine now. And I feel bad because his family don't want it. And the cops let me have it. I'm like, what do I do?
What do I do with it? Yeah, maybe do some sort of memorial in the car and with his personal effects and, in loving memory.
I'm keeping his stuff in the glove box, his insurance card, dude, everything. Not trying to be like every oil. He's the first owner. Every oil change. It's a 2001 Toyota. Every oil change for the Sequoia truck for the last 25 fucking years is in a binder. Every oil change, every transmission flush, every battery. He's kept every receipt. So I kept it. Right?
Yeah, I would do. And then I would definitely, in my opinion, add a suicide awareness hotline number
to the
memorial.
Thank you.
Do it more as a an outlet to kind of push mental health. But that's my take on it.
His CD in the CD player was a CD handmade from his kids for him and his wife, which from what I found out, his wife and him were just divorced because all the paperwork was in the glove box. I'm not trying to laugh, but pretty wild, Christina. Most people wouldn't want this, and I took it on because it was cheap. And the guy's like, right up your alley. I go, eh. He did love that truck, Danny. He's the original owner of this 2001 Toyota Sequoia, big truck. I got it cheap.
It sounds like he was passionate about the vehicle.
I just don't want to make a mockery of it. I just think it's a fitting touch to the tours, but I don't want to act like it's a side clown project, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it as like, hey guys, somebody shot themselves in this car.
I know you would I'm telling you because you would kind of understand, and that's why,
Yeah, I would think of it more instead of tell his story, but tell it as a memorial and something, if somebody is feeling this way, seeing that, a memorialized thing about somebody that did commit suicide and having the suicide awareness, the suicide hotline number there. You never know. Somebody might see that and decide after the tour, you know what, maybe I should give that place a call and talk my problems out instead of.
And if I help one life in my lifetime, amen. I love that, Christina. Fuck. Sorry to cut you off, but I answered your question with a question, but go ahead with the tours. I'm sorry. I had to mention that because I wanted to see. Heather's like, don't tell everybody. And I don't want to, but someone like you, I think, would get that. Mm-hmm. And would appreciate that and understand. I'm not just going to let the truck rot, but at the same time, you know. Anyway, go ahead with your question.
But it's a prime example that happens. And it's like intervention is key if you're feeling this way. And being
Life's
that
not Disney World, man.
Mhm. And when it comes to like purification or anything, I really wouldn't worry about it unless you start experiencing something. Um, because it may not be anything that would harm you or be, he might actually enjoy having a tribute and his
Driving
death
alone and
meaning
listening to heavy
something.
metal music, I get worried, man. I talk to him. I drive 3 hours north after I leave Heather's house on a one-way trip home. I live that high in Maine. I live by Bangor, Stephen King's house in the Appalachian Trail, where it ends by Mount Katahdin, by Moosehead Lake. And I drive the first time by it. I tell you what, Christina, I drove with the radio off for about an hour and a half just talking to him and just being like, you know, I honor this truck and I'm sorry that I smoke marijuana in it sometimes, but it helps me and I just shut the shit. I like different music too, by the way, and I played it. I don't know. I looked up his age. He was like 50-something years old, 50, 59 or 62. Or he's older than me by about 10 years. I'm old too.
I would just be conscientious about how it makes you feel. And if you notice any, like, being in it makes you sad or makes you think negative thoughts, that's when I would second guess, you know, and go ahead and do some sort of cleansing or, you know, maybe bring some other people in to make sure like it's he moves on. I don't want you to suffer an attachment. That's
I
my
appreciate that.
And
I honestly, I'm
oppression
not gonna lie, I kind of keep out for that because I'm like, there could be a time and date to go by. It could be the date that it happened. I don't remember, or his birthday. I don't really keep that. And for all I know, I feeling like I want to pull a truck off a cliff and just off a bridge somewhere. And I'm like, where did that come from? So no, I appreciate that. I might give you a call one of these days.
Anytime, you know, you can.
You know, I got that truck version of Christine there that I'm driving. Christina. You might help me. So, anyway, you had a question back there that I totally threw you off the tracks with. You want to go ahead and
my ADHD. Pull it back. Pull it back.
We both got it. See how it works? We both run hard podcasts, so fuck off, everybody. Go ahead, Christina. What's your question?
We're both natural talkers. It happens. Like, it's all right.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
But the question I was going to ask, it's a two-part question. What are you adding to your tour? And if you could pick one spot to take somebody to experience something phenomenal on your tour, what location would it be? Oh
my fucking God. Listen to you with the questions of the fucking year. And that's just because it's only 8 days into it either. Oh boy. The spots I'm adding, I'm not going to lie, is Derry. I already knew about the standpipe. But little things that I already knew about too, real quick. You know, it says Bangor Chew in the front, and you see this town, and it says Derry, something on the right says Bangor Chew, CHEW. I looked that up. That's a reference into the birthplace of chewing gum, which is a suburb of Bangor, Bradford, Maine, which I've been to. The birthplace of spruce gum from John Carter from like fucking 1893. And he did his first factory in Bangor, did the first ever chewing gum, and you can still buy it. And it's like birch chewing gum. And it started before Wrigley's, all that shit. And that's why it's a nod to him. So it's something cool to add to the tour. There's a covered bridge by there. There's only 13 covered bridges in Maine. There's like 28 in the world, in America. I think the world. But there's, so there's a couple little things I want to add. I'm trying to do, I'm trying to look into Owen Hart. What an idiot, I'm stoned. Owen King. I'm trying to look into his kid stuff because I do Bangor High School. I do the stuff. But there's so much. You guys got to come and take it. As far as taking someone ever, boy, that's a rough one. I would really.
A first timer. Where would you take a first timer?
First timer. I mean, cliche is King's house because anybody can go there. It's the side of a street. It's West Broadway Street in Bangor. It's cheesy. As far as a place that you'd have to really do research to find that I know by heart would be the original Pet Cemetery, where Stephen King's daughter, Naomi, she's a priestess, a lesbian, not that it matters, but she is the only child of his, not an author. Her cat, Smucky, got killed, and he does an appearance in the Pet Cemetery film. You see his gravestone. Her cat got killed, and Joseph Hillstrom King from Nosferatu almost got killed running into a truck. And that was at this house in Orrington. And I know I brought Danny there with Lauren, walked out back. There's a pet cemetery out back, and his cat's buried there. And he wrote that book in that fucking house. Sorry for my language. But Orrington, Maine, it sounds like, what is that? That's why. Because no one else knows. No one else takes you. historically haunted tours, man. It's wild. It's the back of a Methodist church, very, very quiet, but I have the things to match it up. You know me, ADHD. You got that. You know what that is. So I have the things to match it. So other people don't go in the comments go, oh, you know, that's the real place. Because I've heard that 3,000 times. So I beat them to the punch by posting, here's a real place. So I'd say that. And of course, the Hancock house where Gage got killed by the truck. It's still yellow with red trim, red roof in Hancock, Maine. The Pet Cemetery house where the red truck kills the kid. Still got the grass field. You can see the pond out back. That's a far one. That's about an hour and a half past Bangor. So that's about 6 hours into Maine if you're coming into Maine. So you better be a fan and have some money, but I'll take you.
You better be a fan and have some money. I love that.
But I mean, you know what I mean? Because there's a ride gas-wise. It's you got to go really good out there. But there's an old railroad tracks from a railroad that took the Bilderbergs and the Rochesters and all these rich people from New York out to Bar Harbor, and that's on the same road to Hancock. And on the way there is Ellsworth City Hall, where Pascal got brought up the steps when he got hit by the truck and his brain was sticking out. They go, he's dying in the hospital. That's Ellsworth, Maine. So you got some on the way. Final answer.
I know it was a big one. I had to pull
I can't
out
do
the
short answers.
podcast
You don't
host.
do short answers. I go, not since 4th grade, I think.
I think that's part of the extroverted ADHD.
I hate leaving questions. People go, what year was that? Or what time? Or what? I hate questions. I don't hate questions, but I like to go, any questions? People go, no, not really. I go, yeah.
That's a good time.
So thank you. Great questions. So we still got about 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. Let's talk some fun shit. I want to talk music. What does Christina Spencer do if she wants to, I don't know, relax? Maybe going on a long drive, had a hard day at work. You got a couple different tunes you jam out to besides the radio?
Well, if I'm trying to relax and I'm going for a long drive, it wouldn't be music. It would probably be an audiobook. That's just me.
I haven't heard that yet. I don't think so. Wow.
I love
Impressive.
audiobooks because like it lets my brain do something while I have to do something else, and it's a very
love that
zen for
answer.
me. It's very
love that
ADHD,
answer.
but and also because
Wow.
you know there's still things you have to do in life. So it's a distraction, you know, if I'm doing.
You're a road trip
stuff.
chick, though. You like your roadside
love
shit. I
road
can see.
trips.
I
Yeah,
love
I
seeing
love
shit
road
stuff.
trips.
Pull over.
I love road trips. But when it comes to music, it kind of depends. If I'm wanting to feel a little uplifted, lately I've been listening to this guy. His name's Abel Hart. He does a lot of like it's very pop music-y and bouncy, you know, but it's based on he does his music on a certain frequency that coincides with like manifestation. And a lot of his songs are like, you know, about bringing money in, like it's manifestation music is basically what it is, but it's like poppy, bouncy, make you dance, you know. I like that. It really depends on my mood because I go from extremes from like heavy metal all the way to country music.
Give me your first concert. What's your first concert, live concert, or one of your?
I have only been to one concert in my entire life,
Oh.
but it was called the Summer Sanitarium Tour.
Metallica.
It was a full day event of bands. Kid Rock was
heard
there,
of it.
Static X.
Wayne Static, rest in peace.
I can't remember. Everybody was there. I know Kid Rock was there.
Yeah.
It was an all-day thing, and it ended with Metallica. And I was at the one that they actually started burning things in the stadium.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Wow.
Back in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, that was my one and only like concert I've been to.
So you only been to one major show, and there was a major fucking huge event that like was world not made the headlines because of the.
Yeah, my I have a habit of doing that where I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, whatever, let's go. Like, and that's how I ended up in Maine. And, you know.
That your first time in Maine when I met you?
Mm-hmm.
Your first time coming up to New England, Maine, or just Maine, or yeah?
Yeah, that year, like, we went so many different places that year.
I remember you guys did a road trip thing.
Uh-huh.
You and Stella and Bailey and all them went to like Salem and.
Yeah, we went to Salem.
But that was your first time to Maine, period, in general. Just ever.
I've never been to Maine. I've never had a reason to go to Maine.
You spent a couple days at Augusta at the event, but you didn't really sightsee, right? You didn't really go.
No, we went from the hotel to the main
Right.
con and back.
You didn't go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to come back and go to King's house. We got to come back a day early or something. We'll figure it out. I think it's September 12th or 11th, right? This year, it's a week after technically, but the weather's we don't get snow till fucking November. So.
Well, and then I can't remember if it's the week because I didn't look at a calendar when I decided to do this. It's either the week before or the week after I'm going to CultureCon.
To what?
The CultureCon with Larissa Rex's
Culture convention. Yeah. Okay. I believe that's Connecticut. No, or not Connecticut. The fuck is that? East Pennsylvania, right? Or something?
Yeah, I think it's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited for that too. But I was like, my daughter was ready to kill me because my daughter's gonna go with me this time.
You gotta tell me this shit so I can write it down in the book for you. I have a thing.
Yeah, so
you guys all do these events and no one tells me. I'm like, shouldn't I know like at least second or third? That's the week after.
I told you, but
Danny's going.
Yeah, it's the week after. Yeah, so I'll see you, Danny. I'll be up there.
She goes the week before. No one's there. I think it's.
And
some more fun
my daughter
ones.
Maya's going with me, and maybe one of her partners.
Oh, right here. Check it out. Tom's will be there too. For Christ's sake, it's a party. I'm the only asshole not going yet. I don't know. We all can sign a deal. So,
hey, you have to contact Larissa, see if you can come down.
I need a booking agent now. What's up, Jim Brown? Tombstone Paranormal. What's up, Jim? Jim did some great events with me, him and his wife Dawn. They're gonna get back into it now that the kid's getting a little bit older. But Tombstone Paranormal, Stowe, Maine. Christine, a couple more fun questions. Give me some bucket list, kid. Give me one for America, one for Europe. Doesn't have to be paranormal, but it can be. Give me a bucket list and a reason for America and other.
Like a place to visit or a thing to do, or
either or both. Give me a place to visit and why, and give the thing to do there. I guess. Make it silly, make it fun, make it real. I don't care.
That's hard because there's so much stuff I'd love to see.
People struggle. Give me a couple at least. Like, have you've been to Salem, you've been to Maine, you've been to Gettysburg, you've been to New Orleans.
I haven't been to Gettysburg. That would be a good choice because it's not that far away. I would like to maybe go to Gettysburg at some point.
You're in the southern half of the fucking Union Trail.
I'm trying to think. Man, that's so hard.
New Orleans, you been? The French
no, I would love. Oh gosh, especially because when I was younger, I was so obsessed with Anne Rice.
Vampires, slaves, prostitutes. Oh my fucking god!
Like, and I did. I've already, and you're talking about Marie Laveau and I'm drawing a blank, but there's so much that spiritually that happens in New Orleans, and let alone that you got the plantations and all that stuff down there. I would love to go to New Orleans, but when I was younger, I read all the Anne Rice vampire novels.
I read that's a good one.
Oh my gosh, I love Jean-Claude.
So I'm gonna ask you a quick question before we get to bucket list again, because I got ADHD. I gotta ask you another question. You obviously believe in monsters and vampires and Bigfoots and shit. You believe in that sort of to a certain extent, not mummies. Yeah, mummies, I guess, right?
Well, I think it's naive to say for anybody to not believe that there's more out there in the world than we already know of.
Hence, aliens.
I think there's a lot about, the world in general, the universe that we do not understand, and we can't understand simply because we're three-dimensional people in this three-dimensional world on this rock in the middle of floating in space. And humans have a habit, and we talked about this last night on my podcast too, of feeling like we're the center of the universe and we're the smartest person, or smartest people or beings or whatever. And I think it's very narrow-minded to say there's no such thing, because you don't know 100%. Absolutely. A lot of these folklore stories come from something, some sort of belief. So it's now, do I believe like there's a boogeyman underneath the bed that's going to get me? No, absolutely not. But I do believe like there are cryptids that we've never seen or understand. There's places, it's just like the ocean. It baffles me, the hubris that we have as human beings, and we haven't even explored our entire earth. because most of the world is underwater.
You know,
And
they just
most
found
of
like 50 new creatures in Antarctica last week.
Huh?
They found like 50 new species of animals and bugs in Antarctica last week.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to find things, especially in Antarctica, with everything melting. Yeah. So I think it's naive to say like this doesn't exist until, it's thoroughly investigated. And like, I think scientists have a tendency to get in this mindset that if it doesn't fit into their normal realm of science, that it can't exist. And I don't think that's true. Magic and science are very closely related. The only difference is science we understand, magic we don't.
Yes.
So that you saw a spider the size of a plate in the 17th century, you would have considered that a monster.
Yeah.
Well, now we know they have spiders like that, in the Amazon. So it's about interpretation and local legend passed down from generation to generation. It changes a little bit and things change. So no, I would never, discount anybody's experience or say it, but it's not for me to say whether it's real or not. Put it that way.
So you haven't had a personal experience, let's say, but you're not closed-minded to it. Is that fair?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. It's not. I've never seen Bigfoot, but I've heard weird things in the woods. Like it's not to say it wasn't, but I never saw it, so I can't tell you whether it was or not.
Right.
It's not, and it's not my place to judge. And people, because if people have had an experience, they wholeheartedly believe that experience. That's what made Art Bell so famous, at Coast to Coast, because he let people tell their stories. And that's a lot of inspiration with what I do. It's not my job to judge you. It's not my job to say whether you're right or wrong. Yeah. Your truth is your truth. My job is to let you tell your story.
Yeah. It's all about, I mean, obviously, like you said, there's people that want attention. Maybe there's some druggy people, maybe some psychotic people. But if you got some people that like, you know what I mean? And especially, like you said, if you experience shit yourself, no one's going to tell you the place you work, that slave quarters, was not haunted. You do not have experience. Say, well, no, it's just your mind. No one's going to bullshit you otherwise. You're going to go to your grave knowing that you saw that place is fucking haunted. Am I wrong? So that's just how it is, man. I've had experiences myself. It's just you can't explain it. So about out of time, we got a couple more minutes left to go. We'll be up on YouTube in a couple of days. I'm going to be on your show, I think, pretty shortly, if I remember right. Before we do go, real quick, can you plug real quick before we end how people can find you, where people can find you? TikTok, you have a TikTok channel.
Yeah.
You do all that. YouTube, of course, your podcast archives.
Yep. There's two places that you can see archive footage of the channel, and one is the Riff Radio Network YouTube channel, and the Riff Radio Network is the network I work through for my podcast. A bunch of great people, very supportive people. They have a bunch of different wonderful shows on there that you can check out, not just mine. And I'm doing 2 podcasts and the educational on the Horror History and Hauntings YouTube channel, which is, I think it's Horror History and Hauntings 3308. If you do the at Horror History and Hauntings, one word, 3308, it should pull it up. If not, just check out my Facebook. I always post new videos as they go up. Like I said, I'm planning on trying to post 3 times a week until
she's hard to keep up with. Historically, the book and does that. I got her shows with Derek Barton on there with Bunny. She said she's been on some shows herself. I try to share. I mean, I don't have a lot of clients left because I'm backed out, which is fine because less is more. I feel more people to push. But the ones I do got between you and Diego and Thomas, you guys don't fucking stop. So
we're constantly doing something,
which is good, because I mean, you got to do it. You got to do it. People need content.
Well, and it's not work for me. Like there is work involved. Like that's what you don't understand. There is work involved because I tried to advertise and I try to help other people that have different podcasts. I try to share people out and do that kind of thing. That's work. But when I actually get to sit down with somebody and have a discussion like what we're doing now, like I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's like, that's why I always tell people, if there's something you want me to be involved in, just let me know. I'll see what I can do. Like, because I'm a broke ass bitch, I really don't have the money to do a whole lot of traveling
Yeah.
unless like you can help me out that way. I can certainly come
Yeah.
if you got something you want a paranormal parapsychologist
Yeah.
and like my personal interpretation of things or
Dude, no one works for free. You get some knowledge, you're for hire. That's just how it is, man. There's no shame in that. Dustin Perry and all these fucking guys need a parent's fees, so you're just as good as them fucking guys. So last question before we go. Where does Christina Spencer see yourself at the end of 2026? Writing a book, more conventions?
Yeah, because I'm working, like I said, I'm doing an anthology with Derek Barton.
Derek Barton, yeah.
It's going to be about phobias. And then Evan Glassman's doing another anthology, and I'll be writing a short story for that. Hopefully I'll get my book finally done because I have to write that in between everything else I'm trying to do.
Never ends.
It never ends. And I'm truly blessed. Like, I know I don't get paid to do these things, but I'm truly blessed at the people that I've met and people that have invited me. And thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast and let me speak my mind. And that goes for everybody.
I knew you before the show, obviously. Like I said, being your booking agent, but at the same time, getting to really see you on the panel speak and be proud to stand up there. Most people, I'm not bullshitting you, most people can't handle that pressure of speaking in front of people. It's not easy public speaking, you know. And
I love it. I love it. I love I just love getting to know people and meeting people, and especially it's a group of people that you have the same passion. You're all there for the same reason.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's there for knowledge.
That helps. You're not trying to change anybody's mind. You're just talking your story. That's the best part, right?
And I've seen some weird stuff just like everybody else. That's what got me into it, you know. And I've had my own set of experiences. So it's like. So yeah, if anybody wants me for anything, or just if you got, because I get this all the time too with my friends and family. If you got a video you want my interpretation on, you know, just drop me a line. Like I'm more than happy to help you. Like
Perfect.
If it's depending on where it's at, if I have to do much traveling,
within your power, unless otherwise donation. That's just how it is, man. I get you. I'm the same way. I love to go to these places in Connecticut, Rhode Island, but unless you're comping my hotel or my gas, I can't go, man. Life's hard. It just is.
Yeah.
Time's
so
not
hopefully
free.
When I get more income in, I want to do more public, because a lot of people are like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I want to, but I got to wait until I can do that income.
Unfortunately, You take donations, though. 2026 is year of the good people. Rich or poor, we're going to fucking make it. Christina Spencer, everything from actress and author and fucking public speaker and host of the Horror History and Hauntings podcast.
In the library.
Influencer. Stand-up comedian, all-around good person.
Stand-up comedian. Sometimes,
thank you so much for coming on Historical Podcast with me. I appreciate you coming on. Season 6, episode 21. Can I get you back on the show maybe later this year as a guest co-host or even as another?
Absolutely.
Good.
You know, I'm always up for a conversation. It don't matter.
Good. I forgot to play the intro. I have an intro usually at the beginning. I want you to do this. But can I play you an intro real quick so you can know what to do? Is that cool?
Okay.
This is what I want you to do.
You want me to do? Okay.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kim.
I'm Brandon.
And we are co-founders of Virginia Investigators of Paranormal Research, based out of New Kent, Virginia.
And you are watching the Historically Haunted VODCAST with your host, Adam, the Historian Ghost.
Like that. A little video. Hi, it's Christina Spencer, host of his, you know what I mean? Host. Can you do that at some point? Send me the video and I can YouTube it and use that I was supposed to do that as an intro, but it's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. It was below zero. It was below zero till yesterday. It was like -8. My pipes were frozen. I ain't showered in 4 days. Oh my
gosh. Yeah, because we heat with a wood stove here at the cabin. And when it gets cold, it gets cold. But it's been nice the past couple of days. It's been in the 50s. It's been fabulous. I was out.
That's nice. See that? To everybody's south, they're like 50s. I'm like, yeah, that's a northern thing. 50s is like, oh shit, get your shorts on, kid.
Oh yeah, because we were outside with the animals, you know, the goats, because we have 2 now in the household. And you know, we got 5 cats, 3 dogs, 2 goats. It's a madhouse. 2 people with ADHD and 2 wranglers.
You can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up, guys. She's not bullshitting you.
It's chaos at our house, but today was wonderful because we were outside, and I was kind of, because I talked about with Bunny the other day. I'm like, that's how I kind of get my energy back, because like this takes a lot of energy, because I have a lot of anxiety about it. But it was nice to get out,
which is good. But sometimes you get someone you don't know on there, and you're like, "How are they going to handle me? How am I going to handle them? How's the guest?"
I know this.
Yeah, and then going into it, is it right? Is the wording right? Did I misspell something? Holy fuck! That's the intro. Look, what time is it? Did I share it enough? Should I tag them? Oh my fucking god!
Right, just remembering everybody, and
that's why I smoke 3 joints a day, so I don't blow my brains out.
That's not that bad, but it was nice to sit by the fire for a while and play with the kids, and so yeah, I've enjoyed the weather.
That's half the battle, man. It really is. Like even today it was 38 today. I'm like that, or it was at one point 36. I'm like, it's above freezing. Come home, I'm like, oh, it's nice. I'm sitting in my sweatshirt, my winter hat, but whatever, man. Yeah, you got to enjoy life. You really got to make life of how you want it. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. It's all a mindset. You know that, Christine. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about mental health, and you learn what's good for you and what fills your cup up, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to find, where you get refilled. And me is animals and being outside and a fire. That's just I'm a country girl heart. What are you gonna do?
She's not reading a teleprompter, guys. That's real shit. She's not reading a teleprompter. She didn't practice that. That's real. She's also a podcast host. Check our podcast out every week. Check her out, Historical the Book, and just check her out. Follow her. Don't be a creep though, or I'll come find you. And so yes,
well, that's why I asked. Just please, when you contact me for anything, let me know what you need.
Right.
And,
don't just say hi in Japanese lettering or something, because that's
because I get some weird ones, I'm not gonna lie, but mostly it's because, like, to be totally honest, like when I talk to people, I don't see like, oh, they do this or they do that or they're doing this. Like it's more or less just
those are not a bot though.
Right, that too. So yeah, because I've had people say, I'm like, oh, this person, it's like they're people to me. Like everybody puts on their pants the same way. We all have to sneeze and have snot in our
right.
We're all human beings, and I just don't see that people like that. And into my own deficit, because I've had lots of people like, why don't you do this? Well, it's like, well, we're friends, but I'm not. I don't know. No, I'm weird. I don't ask people for help. I don't. I'm like,
it's your first rodeo. You don't need that shit. And I get you. I'm the same way. You always get a message request. I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Who's this from? Here we go.
It's like, and I don't answer a lot of messages for that reason, because I've had some really
that's why you have a booking agent. You got message me, Historical Hunted Booking.
Oh, there you go.
If you need it for a show, let me know. And I'll let her know, and I'll be the middle guy.
If you need me for anything, conference, paranormal
Historical Booking LLC,
whatever, go see my agent.
I fucking tell Danny that. I tell Raph that. I tell everybody that. No one fucking, I don't know, man. I can't make you guys tell people, so I don't know. But anyway, Christina Spencer, you've been a joy. Thank you for coming on. It's been long overdue. I supposed to get you back in September. Things didn't fall through. But you did start your podcast. I'll be on yours soon. I forget what day is that again.
You had to ask me, because I don't have.
I believe it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's in a couple weeks. I can tell you.
Yeah, you'll let me know. I sent you pictures. You're good.
Yeah.
I got so many people in fucking archives on my chat. It's not even funny. It's like, fucking Christ, I need a fucking secretary. Heather!
Hey, if you wanted to hire somebody,
I may need to pay you return. We have to go 50-50 split. I may need to fucking have, I may need to. Hey, cheers to you. Cheers to 2026. Cheers to everything with his with fucking horror history and hauntings. I love the name. It's a tongue twister, but Triple H, gotta love it.
Triple H.
Thank you so much for being on the show. And this will be up on YouTube in a couple of days. I'll tag you, and I'm gonna get you back on as a co-host or a guest or both. Okay.
Okay. Definitely, I'll be down for either.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I get up at 5:30 tomorrow. I gotta be at work at 5:30. I get up at fucking 4:30. Shit. Thank you guys for watching. Tune into her show. Tune into my show, or we'll find you. Otherwise, fuck off. We love you. Thanks, guys. Historical Hunted VODCAST. See you next week. Bye, guys.